Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video.
Really quick, before we get started, I gotta let you guys know, apparently my microphone died as I was recording this, and I didn't notice the entire time. So this video is gonna have to use the onboard camera audio. I know it's not the best, but if you wanna hear some better audio, go ahead and check out some older videos. And if you wanna hear some great audio, go ahead and check out the first episode of my and my friend's podcast called Quests and Stuff, where we play D&D together and have a really fun time. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of those by looking up Quests and Stuff. And you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook by looking up Quests Pod. That is Quests Pod. Once again, Quests Pod. Now, let's get into the video. Sorry again.
So, the people have spoken. It's time. We're finally doing If I Were in DC. So yes, I've seen your comments. I know that you guys absolutely loved the Marvel video, and a ton of you guys wanted me to show some love to the other side of comics. So I figured we could go ahead and create this character. If you're new to the series, let me give you a brief rundown of what we do here. So If I Were In is a series where you and I create our own original characters to fit inside of our favorite fictional worlds. So far, we've done Star Wars, Avatar, Marvel, and Fantastic Beasts, and we have a bunch more coming up. So if you have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments like these people did. But how do we go about creating these fantastic characters, you ask? Well, I write up some questions for you and leave them in the description and in the comments. So those will be down below for you guys to fill out yourself. And speaking of questions, I think it's time that I start answering these and creating our character. So let's jump straight into the questions. Question number 1, what is your name? So I came up with a name, and when I say it, you guys are immediately gonna know what kind of person I'm thinking of. So just enjoy it anyway. My name is gonna be Za-A. I know it sounds dumb, but that's what they do. They have John and Magon and all that, whatever. Shh, move on. Question number 2, what is your age? I am 21 right now. Can we do that? I tend to make these, oh no, you can see my, you can see my dumb little drawing. They can see my dumb little drawing. My girlfriend's here. Well, whatever. You'll see my not as dumb little drawing at the end when I actually draw out what this character will look like. And no, it's not this. So yeah, I'm gonna say that my character's age is 21, just like me. Question number 3, what is your character's race? He is actually gonna be half human, half Martian, which is why the name has one too many apostrophes than it should. And if you wanna get technical with it, he's gonna be half green Martian, not white Martian. Let's really get into it. I'm gonna say that my mother was Martian and my father was, I was gonna say earthen. My father is human. Question number 4, what does your character look like? All right, imagine me with green skin and maybe orange hair. I haven't decided, it might also be brown. I'm thinking orange because of Magon from Young Justice, but we'll see when we get to the actual drawing. It might be brown. Question number 5, what does your character's gear look like? Well, I'm gonna be wearing a cloak like Martian Manhunter does and even Magon from Young Justice, as I mentioned. And then underneath, I guess some kind of the utility suit, I don't know what you'd call it. Picture like Nightwing suit, just the kind of black, I'm gonna go fight bad guys suit with the red X on it that Martian Manhunter has. And I don't know, boots to match. And now for the fun stuff. Question number 6, what powers does your character have, if they have any? So as I mentioned, my character is going to be half Martian, and the Martians have a very specific power set that come with them. There's things like density shifting, invisibility, flight, telekinesis, telepathy, all that. But because I'm half Martian, I think that it would only make sense to only get half the powers. So I jumped onto the DC wiki, looked up what powers Martians have, wrote them all down, and chose exactly half of those. So what I gave myself out of the possible 15 powers were invisibility, super strength, regeneration, flight, enhanced senses, telepathy, and telekinesis. And I think the main powers that I'm going to be relying on are going to be that last one, telekinesis, and also flight. I wish I could fly in real life. It'd be so nice to just float up my stairs, float into bed. God, it's like the most boring. I could fly to like Mount Everest or something. I just want to not walk up the stairs. It'd be cool though, wouldn't it? And next question, question number 7, where do your powers come from? Well, as I mentioned, my powers come from me being half Martian. Question number 8, what is your weapon of choice? There's a lot of great weapons in the DC universe to pick. Batarangs, lasso of truth, batarangs. But in all seriousness, I did a lot of thinking on what weapon I should use, and I think what I settled on is just relying on my character's psionic abilities. Picture a later season Steven universe where he's able to make bubbles around his fist so that he can punch things or make shields and stuff like that. Force field powers, essentially, from my character's telekinesis. So that's how my character would actually engage in a fight. And speaking of fighting, let's move on to the next question. Question number 9, who trained your character in combat? Well, sticking with this whole Martian thing, and also because I want somebody to train my character in the powers that he actually has, I think my trainer for combat would be Martian Manhunter. I mean, he's just efficient. He makes me think of like not Samuel Jackson. He makes me think of Mace Windu from Star Wars, where he's just very efficient, you know? He knows what he's doing, he knows how to fight, and he knows how to get it done. So I would definitely want to be trained by him when it comes to combat. But moving on to question number 10, who is your character's mentor? Now, this one didn't have a lot of thinking necessary. It'd be Miss Martian. It would be Magan. She has all the powers that I want, but she's not as cold and detached as Martian Manhunter. I think she would have a lot to teach my character as far as being a hero and balancing that with what it means to have your own life. So I would definitely want her to be my mentor. And plus that means I get to hang out with her and Superboy and Wolf. Doesn't sound bad. Okay, wait, this is treading dangerously close into Young Justice territory. I'm gonna do it if I were in Young Justice soon. These will not be the same answers. But that leads us to our next question. Question number 11. Who would your character be friends with? You know what? Let's make something up. My character would be friends with his girlfriend from Earth and then 2 Martian friends that also came to Earth with him. We'll go with that. All right, and then question number 12, the final question. What is your character's backstory? So let's lay it out. Zee, half Martian, half human. All hero. Zee is a young man who finds himself with extraordinary powers, but instead of using them for selfish purposes, he's decided to become a hero, in the footsteps of his Martian brethren, Martian Manhunter, and his Martian sister, Miss Martian. God, that's a lot of Martians. Zee has dedicated himself to protecting Earth, Mars, and anything that may threaten them. Alongside his crew of his girlfriend and his 2 Martian best friends, Zee uses his telekinetic powers to protect anybody who may need it. And you know, fly and stuff. And he strives to be a good representation of human and Martian unity in a world that doesn't quite know what it thinks of Martians yet. But Zee protects everyone nonetheless. Zee looks forward to being able to protect anybody that he can, from whatever world they come from whatever threat they may face. And that's who I would be if I were in the DC universe. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of you guys really wanted to see this, and I know a lot of you guys probably have some great ideas, so go and leave those ideas down in the comment section below. As I mentioned, the questions for this will be in the description and pinned to the top of the comments, so go ahead and copy and paste those, and I will be reading them soon on another video where I review your OCs, so if you want to see yourself on the channel, make sure to put those up. But once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. These are always so much fun to film. If you have any ideas on what other universes we should check out, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And you know what? I'm gonna ask a question. What's better, DC or Marvel? Let me know in the poll. I think it's on this side. Let me know by answering the poll up in the corner, and I'll be checking the results by next video. So I'll see you guys all then, and remember, go do some good stuff. Later.